Hi everybody, I'm Brett Farah, and thanks again for joining us for Tucson Media Partners Partner Profiles. I'm excited here to be with my colleague. I kind of new colleague if we look at the calendar year, but I feel like we've been working together a long time already. This is Carlos Gama. Carlos is one of our advertising sales executives. He's taking on a new role here with us very shortly. And Carlos, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Brett. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to kind of speak with you a little bit more about.
So we got to talk to sort of prepare for this. I'm going to throw some questions you were expecting. I'm going to probably throw some that you don't. So I don't want to put you on the spot, but I do want to put you on the spot because that's the fun of this. So to start out, kind of share with us your role so far. You've been with us over the past year in various capacities, and you're going to be starting a new role coming up soon. And share with us kind of what you've been doing with Tucson Media Partners and the Daily Star, and then what you're going to be doing moving forward in the new opportunity that's here to come soon.
Yeah. So, I started as an intern back in late June, and that was a lot of training. And I was working closely with Alfonso, one of our other sales executives, and our manager, Andrew McLaren, kind of getting a sense for that more Hispanic and South Tucson audience. And being that I speak Spanish, it was kind of imperative that I get out there, kind of try to speak with more of these businesses. But now I'm kind of shifting onto a bit of a newer role where I'm kind of overseeing the advertising for Saddlebag Notes, which is more of a northern Tucson piece, which is going to be a bit of a change, but something that I'm really excited for.
We have so many different products and pieces here that at any given time, anyone might have a pretty hands-on role or a heavy leadership role. And as such I don't want to say that you haven't been here that long, but as someone who has been here only over the last year, to move into something that is right of a leadership role, that's a great accomplishment. And I can tell the audience here, I know why. I mean, you jumped right in and you became part of the team kind of overnight. And I guess I want to ask, I know the answer to this, but part of that is this community, Southern Arizona. You're from Southern Arizona originally, right? Tell us about your background and growing up here in this area.
Well, I'm originally from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. I lived there until I was about 3 years old and moved over to the American side, Nogales, Arizona, where I did all my schooling and education and would frequently come up to Tucson for shopping and just to eat with my family. But I really grew more acquainted to Tucson over my college years as I moved over here when I was 18 and started my education at the U of A. And it's been great to kind of get to know the city a little bit more, get a little bit more entrenched in the awesome food that we have, the awesome people, the beautiful scenery that we have. So it's been great all around.
So as you've settled in here in your first year professionally, you graduated from college last year, your career is relatively early, but is there anything that's been shared with you so far that as your career continues to kind of jump off the ground, that has stuck with you? It could be someone from a professor from one of your business classes at U of A, it could be a manager here. What do you kind of hold with you when you go out and either see clients or working internally? What kind of pieces of marketing wisdom do you think, I really latched onto that and I like that, I'm going to hold on to that?
It might be kind of hard to take this from a person that's been here only for a couple months and is 22 years old, but I think probably some of the best advice I've gotten in regards to marketing is don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's good to be involved in several different things to kind of get the word out there, several different formats, and kind of maximize your reach that way. So that's probably one of the more important things I've learned.
I've learned this too over the last year, that omni-channel approach to advertising and marketing that me, all of our team is sharing with our clients is not just for the sake of we want to see you spend more. It's really, we want to see your money balance between different areas, and over time we can see what works right.
Absolutely.
So in your role here and working with Tucson Media Partners, you've gained a lot of information in a very short period of time. What's kind of your favorite part of working for this organization so far, and what has made you decide, when you were an intern and all of a sudden there's a potential opening for a full-time role, that was something you wanted to go for? You wanted to stick around, obviously. We wanted you to stick around, but it was a two-way street.
Yes. So it has been a lot of information that I've had to kind of internalize and know in such a short amount of time, but I haven't done it alone. I've had a lot of help, which has probably been my favorite part of working here. Anyone that you look to ask any questions, they're always there to help, whether it's on a Teams call, in person in the office, or just an email. So probably the people in the office are what got me to stay, and I love working with everyone here, and they're just such an awesome crew to be a part of.
So we know Nogales was your original home and still is. I'm assuming you get back there and see family regularly. Tucson's kind of your home now. Where, sometimes I'll ask folks, their favorite restaurants or what they do on the weekends, but how about in your case, when you're not working, what are you doing in town? You told me you play some sports, things like that. Where can we find you out and about?
Well, I do love to play sports with a couple of my buddies, so I might be playing basketball out on the courts around the Menlo area, or I might be playing soccer on Wednesdays at a Kino Sports Complex. And I love to eat, and I love these kind of raspado places around town, especially Sonoran Delights and Mango's Refresqueria. So if you don't catch me playing something, I'm probably eating at one of those places.
Or you're taking me to one of those as soon as we're done with this too.
Yeah.
So kind of following that up, I asked this question because our audience calls Tucson their home. So do we. One thing I like to learn is why the folks on our team love calling Tucson home. You've kind of shared that a lot through this conversation in a lot of different ways, but now that you're established as a professional and working with your own client base and as an established part of this team, what makes Tucson your home? Why do you call it your home?
Well, being from Nogales, I would come here a lot to eat or just to go to the shopping malls, and that's always been kind of an extension of home to me. So just being here isn't really that different from when I was in Nogales, and I don't know, the people are so welcoming here. There's such great food that reminds me back of home, so it's never really seemed kind of too far out of the ordinary.
Definitely not out of the ordinary. Thank you, Carlos, for being here with us today. Carlos Gama, one of our advertising sales executives here at Tucson Media Partners. Thanks again for joining us. This is another episode of Partner Profiles. Don't forget to like or subscribe, and we will see you next time. I'm Brett Farrett. Thanks so much.